Okay, bring it on. Come on now, bring it on. Let's see. I think I'll go to this tree over here. Dang. How about that? Let's look back this way. Ooh-wee. This came just, it's been slow in coming, but now it just zoomed in the real last part of it here. See that lightning? Well, thank goodness for these trees. That was lightning. Oh wow. See that? Well, this thing appears to be moving pretty fast. You know, the rain was coming from the left to the right. That's died down, so the rain is now, the wind was coming from left to right, and so that's died down, and now the rain just appears to be coming straight down, so I don't need the vegetation on the side of the trail so much to protect me. Now, hopefully I don't have a clearing coming up, because I don't want to be out in the clearing with this lightning. No, it looks like it's mostly covered. Alright, let's continue on. If it gets bad again, I'll just hunker down one more time. Kind of fun, wouldn't you say? Alright, so after that barn burner, I got the Green Ridge here, and not a whole lot here, but there is this little gas station convenience store, so I think I'll actually, you know what, I'm gonna get hot chocolate. It's kind of cool. It's probably 70, but it's cool for me. And then I'll move along. From what I saw on the information board back there over at the trailhead, people started coming here in the 1820s, and then after some time the railroad came through, and then this became kind of a town because this was a convenient stop for the railroad. It being 12 miles to Sedalia, which took 50 minutes on the train. And then at some point in time further on in the history, a lot of the buildings here burned down. So I think it was in the early 1900s and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to help them put this flag up. So anyway, like I was saying, A lot of the buildings burned down in a couple of fires, I think, in the early part of the 1900s. And then so these buildings were built sometime afterwards. Here's the post office. And so I guess Green Ridge had a lot of Irish immigrants here. So if you come through here, you can speak your Irish, right? You know, the Irish Brogue and Casey's gas station and all of that. And of course you go to the post office over there. And from what I understand, oh, there's a cafe. From what I understand, also there was a famous silent movie star that was born here. And I forget her name already, but the famous movie was The Perils of Pauline. So if you look up The Perils of Pauline, that's the movie. And that's the claim to fame of a famous person from Green Ridge, Colorado. Here's the park. All right, hot chocolate. Maybe some pizza. Hot chocolate and pizza, that's a nice balanced meal, right? Bye-bye, Green Ridge. They were nice over there at Casey's, so thank you for being nice over there. So now, after the storm and getting the balanced lunch of pizza and hot chocolate, I'm about an hour and a half behind schedule now. So it's 1:55, I've got 12 miles to go. That means I have to take minimal breaks, which means that I probably have at least 5 hours to go, which means 7 o'clock or so I get in, or if I walk slower, if there's more storms, maybe 8 o'clock. So let's get a move on, man. Let's get a move on. Yeah, just take a look at all this water that's running as a result of that rain. Round her neck she wore a yellow ribbon. She wore it in the springtime and in the month of May. And if you ask her why she wore that ribbon, she wore it for a GI who was far, far away. Far away, sing it now, far away. Oh, she wore it for a GI who was far, far away. So people ask me, what do I do during the day? Besides talk to myself and pray, of course, and I'll sing crazy things like this. You know what John Wayne movie they sung this on? Why don't you search for it? Hup, shoop, drip, oh, keep it up, shoop, drip, oh, hup, shoop, drip, oh, keep it up, doop, drip, oh. Okay, kids, watch this. 1, 2, 3. All right, that was fun. Okay, let's follow it. Gonna be right here. So see if it makes it through. Up. There it goes. Don't drop the phone, man. All right, on to Sedalia, 7 miles more. Well, just about an hour to go, a little bit over an hour. It's decided to rain again. But at least it's not a big windy rain. It's just kind of coming down, maybe at a 10-degree angle. A little bit of thunder coming on. But this walking in the rain today has popped back into my head the song that was on the first video. You remember that one? Compliments of Renee. Just walking in the rain. Na 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 na. So, and after I left, I had that song in my head probably for a month. So now I think it's, I don't know if it's going to pop back in or not, but anyway. And then look at this. The sun comes out and it's still raining. But I don't see a rainbow anywhere. Not back that way. Maybe it's over that way. I'm getting to the outskirts of Sedalia. Here's some nice houses. And look at this backyard here. It's pretty nice. Can you read that? I think it says faith, hope, and love. Or hope, faith, and love. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the fairgrounds, state fairgrounds, are over there. I'm going to miss the state fair by a week or two, I think. Oh well. Welcome to Sedalia. There's the trailhead parking over there. It's kind of nondescript, anticlimactic. So I'm going probably another 2 3/4 miles or so into the heart of Sedalia, to the, I think, over near the old train depot. Stay in an old hotel that looks kind of interesting. Upload some videos, go to the post office, got a package waiting for me. And let's see what else. Resupply. So I'll stay here for, I think, 2 nights. And yes, this is the State Fairgrounds. It'd be interesting to go to, because I missed all the county fairs through all the counties that I went through. Kansas State Fair I missed, except that wasn't on my route anyway. Oh well. And now that I've mentioned all this about the State Fair for Missouri, it actually was the beginning of this month. It's the Kansas State Fair that starts in a week and a half or so, something like that. So I haven't missed the Missouri State Fair after all. U.S. Highway 65 during rush hour in Sedalia. We're looking easterly that way. Why do I keep saying we? Oh, because you and I, right? Rush hour is not too bad around here. Let's see what it's like when I get to downtown. Huh. It's the first real big grain elevator I've seen since getting out of Kansas. Nice wide streets, huh? Guess what? That's Highway 50, which, as you recall, we paralleled a lot in eastern Colorado and Kansas. And now into the Sedalia, whatever you call it, historic district before the skies open up. Well, I'm thinking this is the courthouse because there's a whole bunch of attorneys' offices and there's a private investigator office down there. But this is interesting, huh? Fire burning. We'll keep the fire burning for you. Glorious Dead. This is World War I. And this one is Armed Forces Memorial for all wars. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Hotel Bothwell, huh? Let's check it out. See if there's anything available there. It's kind of neat, huh? Well, here's the Hotel Bothwell. Pretty nice room. I'm upstairs on the 7th floor. We'll look at the view in a second. But not bad, huh? And then over here. Not bad. But first, I forgot to show you the view. So, leaving Sedalia in the morning now. Late start, yep. Don't even have to ask. And this is the old Sedalia depot. I need to make a quick stop over at the supermarket first, which is over that way, I think. But I want to come here first because there's actually a trail detour that bypasses this. It's a nice little depot. Looks like it's been restored. They've got a visitor center in here as well. And a nice park too. I just made it across in time. Alright, so back on the trail after the road walk detour. It was about 3 miles. I couldn't get a picture or video inside the depot there. They were having some sort of historical society meeting, I think. So it wasn't kosher to barge in on them and film them doing their thing. So this section now is going to be 2 days, Sedalia to Boonville, and my plan is to go about 17 miles to Pleasant Green, camp behind a church. I've contacted them, but they haven't gotten back to me, so oh well. And then tomorrow is a special day. Tomorrow is when I cross over into my halfway point on the trek. It'll be a couple miles before Boonville, and but I think it's the psychological halfway point. I think will be the Missouri River at Boonville. That'll be a good visual for me, instead of 2 miles before it in the middle of some sort of soybean or cornfield. So look for that coming up. I don't know if I'm getting a picture of that or not, but this corn's getting ready to pop. Look how tall it is. It'll be interesting to be able to finally, of all these fields I've gone by, with the exception of one where I saw it from a far distance, I haven't seen any fields being harvested yet. So I think we're getting ready for corn harvest. This field probably still has another couple weeks. There's been another couple fields that have been all brown and ready to go. Unless brown means it's been harvested, but I haven't seen a whole lot of activity yet, so I think we're just about there. So you want to see a long horse? I bet you don't know what a long horse is. Well, look at this. Say hello to Jim.
Hello.
And his, you call it a bike, I guess, right? Tricycle, yeah.
It's an electric recumbent tricycle.
Okay, that he built himself. It's 9 feet long, and he came from Boonville, went down to Sedalia, past Sedalia, right?
Yeah.
And then came back this way, and he's taking it on a test, I guess, a test run. He found a little something that he's going to need to fix down there. But Jim and Longhorse, the 9-foot trike.
Goodbye.
All right, see you later. Now to continue through the long green tunnel. And thanks to Jim, he gave me a lot of tips for camping places up ahead. And there's also, sounds like a pretty neat place, Tibbets. It's like a little, for lack of a better word, a hostel, but it's not manned by anyone. It's just a place with a few beds in it. I think there's a key on the side of the place. You just use the key and then donate $6 at the post office. It's next door to it. So that'll be interesting. All right, so let's see what we find up ahead in the days ahead. Well, here's something a little different. Haven't come through any cuts like this that I can recall since maybe Colorado. This is located probably 5 miles southwest of Clifton City, Missouri. Well, took a little stop here in what's called Clifton City. It's just a few little houses and a mechanic shop up there, and a fire station. And actually it lucked out because they got water, and I also bought some Gatorade and a soda from them. I wasn't really expecting to find water around here, so that's good. Anyway, Clifton City is just a little spot on the map. It was originally settled here, I think, in the 1830s. Is that it? Yeah, 1832. There's a river back there. And the guy that, George Cramer from Kentucky, came here, settled on it. He built a mill. And then they eventually called it, the name eventually became Clifton because of the cliffs. Then the railroad then later on came through here, and then that's what kept Clifton going, just like a lot of these little towns along here, which, again, to remind you, this whole trail that I'm following is an old railroad line. So that's Clifton City, and I'm on to a place called Pleasant Green, which is just a little spot alongside the road, I think. There's a church up there that I'm going to just kind of do a stealth camp behind tonight. It's supposed to rain. It doesn't look like it right now, but it's supposed to rain late tonight, early in the morning. So, you know, I think I'm not going to gamble tonight, and I'm going to put up the tent. Darn. And then after Pleasant Green, then on to Boonville and my halfway point tomorrow. This is pretty, the light catching the trusses in the late afternoon. This is I think it's called the Lamine River, Lamine. I don't know how it's pronounced, but this is that river I was telling you about where those guys settled here in the 1830s and built a mill. So that would be, I believe, on down that way somewhere, because Clifton City is right over there. So, kind of pretty, huh? A late afternoon jaunt over an old railroad bridge. And let's see, this is about a little bit more than a mile east-northeast of Clifton City. Look at that late afternoon shimmering cornfield. And look at all that over there. Corn and corn and corn. I'd certainly like to watch them harvest that. An old forlorn train signal with nothing to signal anymore. Huh. Have I ever mentioned I like these little country roads? But looks like trouble's a-brewing finally. Got some severe thunderstorm warnings for tonight. So I've got about another half hour, I think, to get to a little country church down that way, and I'll hunker in behind that. Hopefully I pick the correct side of the building to stay on so that I'm not buffeted by the winds. Should be a pretty sunset though. Wow, in a matter of about 10 minutes this popped up. And I just looked on the weather thing. Looks like there's a chance of half-inch hail. So far it doesn't look like a tornado, but I better get a move on here. This was fast. Okay, this is going to be, I think, one of those other flash bam alakazam, wow, look at that, kind of storms. And I'm here at this Pleasant Green church. This is the only overhang there is. I was going to set up on the on this side of the church because it's actually L-shaped. And I thought it would protect me from the winds, but now, because I thought, well, the winds were coming from this direction and it would have protected me. And then I thought the storm was going that way, so the other part of the L would protect me, but now it looks like the winds are coming from this side. So maybe I'll just hang out under here for right now until it decides what's going to do. Fun and excitement. How quickly things change. It was only supposed to be rain for just a few hours. Turned out to be rain all night, and now it's scheduled to be rainy all day today. But fortunately, I found this farmhouse here, and the guy said that I could sleep in his shed last night, and so that's what I'm doing, sleeping on top of a flatbed trailer in his tractor shed. So, I don't know what the plans are yet today now with all this. Well, figured out. Oh wow, can you hear that? I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere fast. Let's see what happens today. Oh, look at that, a fox. Huh. That's a lot. Well, I have a short break, it looks like, in the weather, so I took off from David's place. Thank you very much, David. And prayers for you, like I said. Now through this tunnel from Pleasant Green and on up to, I think I'm only going to make it to Pilot Grove, which is only about 7 miles. And I was going to go to Boonville, which is 19, but I don't think that's happening. Because number one, of the rain, and number two, I got a late start, and I wouldn't, with the real late start, I wouldn't get in there till maybe 10 o'clock at night. So, on to Pilot Grove. Well, here's a second tunnel. How nice they are to come when they come. It was just pouring down rain when I was coming from that place. Now that I'm in here, it's slowed down to just a sprinkle, and heading to Pilot Grove. Maybe I'll somehow get to Boonville, I don't know. But you know, walking through all this stuff, just you and the elements, it really makes you realize, and I've said this before in past videos, how small we are in the big scheme of things. But at the same time, too, it also makes you realize that we can really strip ourselves of just about everything, and life is good. No, we don't need all that stuff. Now, almost, to me anyway, I think almost the more stuff that we have, the more we're afraid to face this. Because the stuff maybe insulates our fears. I don't know. But this certainly is a self-stripping journey. Well, another good thing about these tunnels is they they make your voice sound really good. I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I'm giving you my heart. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Okay, quiz question. Who sang that song? And
I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I'll give you my heart.
made it to the camping spot in Pilot Grove. And it's coming down pretty heavy still. And supposed to be doing this late into the night. Even the shelters are getting wet. Do I stay here or take a ride into Boonville, 12 miles up the road? Or go swimming? Let me think. Well, guess what I decided to do? I'm not camping. I'm at this place called the Isle of Capri. And out there is the Missouri River. And when I cross that, that's the halfway point. So I decided to be like a baby and not sleep in the rain tonight. And then guess what? The sun came out. Yeah. Oh well. So anyway, I'm at this place and I'm going to treat myself tonight and upload a video too. And I think I'm going to go down to the buffet. How many courses this time? If you remember in the video, number 2 or 3. Let's see how many courses we can do. Yep, stop the video if you want to bet. In the remarks down there, put how many courses you think I'll get through on the buffet. And do it before you watch. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Number 1. All right, there it is. Number 2. That's a measly number 3. But there's more to come. All right, here we go with number 4. I think this is going to start filling me up here. Looky here, it's number 5. It's time for number 5. Hey, wait, does that count as one? Of course it does. Number 6, right? Lucky number 7. Number 8 is great. Number 9. Will there be a number 10? And this will be it. Oops. Number 10. Do not go upon this. Do not go beyond this point. Well, wait a minute. This is it's halfway. This is the halfway part of my trip. I can't just stop here. I got to keep going. Come on. Yeah, it's halfway point. Congratulations. 1,900 miles down, 1,900 miles to go, I guess, more or less. And this is the Missouri River. Missouri River, the wide Missouri. What's that song? Shenandoah. Yeah, so this is the old railroad bridge. Old railroad drawbridge, I guess. And now the actual trail goes along there. That's US 40, I believe. So anyway, it's kind of an interesting feeling. I've gone 1,900 miles, again, more or less, and 1,900 to go. Don't know what to feel. I've been thinking about this point all along, or not all along, but for quite a while. And I don't know if it's really soaked in. I don't know if it's really soaked in. I just don't know what to think, what to feel. I do know that every here and there, I don't think you can see it back there, but every here and there, there's signs of fall coming. So the beginning of the journey, you know, has been the blooming, the opening up of the year, and now the end of the journey is going to be kind of the closing off of the year. I'll be going from all the enclosed green tunnels and to leaves falling and seeing everything open up, which is, I guess, kind of fitting, huh? It was a big, wide open country that I started with, being able to see the vast vistas. And then this middle part of the trip, or this part of the trip, then has been here in Missouri, kind of like the closed-in green tunnel. And now, as I get further into the fall, with the leaves dropping, I guess I'll get back to sort of open vistas. Huh. I wonder if that's something to think, something that I don't know. Got to put them together, join the two together somehow. So anyway, this is the halfway point of the trip, and no, I'm not going to stop at this point. I'm going to keep going. And the still looking at Christmas to finish. Might slip to New Year's Eve, something like that. I gotta time my mileage along the river because since it's so full, there's not really many camping places like there would be along the river in a normal year. So I've got to synchronize my mileage to towns. So I don't think I'm going to get the 17 miles a day on the river here. I think I'm going to have some small days like 12, some 15s. There might be a day of a 20, but yep, that's the way it goes, right? So I just have to make up the mileage elsewhere. All right, Missouri River, halfway point. Congratulations to me. 1900 to go, and I'm still processing. And maybe I'll play that song. Oh, shit.
7 long years since last I see thee. Away, rolling river. 'Tis 7 long years since last I see thee. Say